Hey, what's up guys, Sori here from TechieGrad. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite phones that I've been using for the last couple of weeks, and that's the LG V30 Plus. Let's get right into the video. First things first, you might be a little bit confused between the naming and the features on the V30 versus the V30 Plus. And despite the difference in naming, they're actually almost identical. There's just a few differences between each of the two phones. First of all, the V30 Plus is a Sprint exclusive, while the normal V30 is offered through other carriers. Secondly, the V30 Plus comes with what LG's calling quad play earbuds, which supposedly offer really great sound, and in my testing of them, they were okay, but nothing all that special. And third of all, and most notably, the V30 Plus has 128 gigabytes of internal storage, while the normal V30 has only 64 gigabytes. However, both of the phones offer microSD expandable storage, so this isn't a huge difference between the two if you're willing to pay. Moving on to the design of the V30 Plus, it feels and looks a lot like a Galaxy Note 8 in my opinion, which is by no means a bad thing. It's a glass sandwich with a metal band in between. Fingerprints will come all over the back of the phone, so getting a case or a skin might be a good idea to both hide the fingerprints and to protect from how slippery this phone is. It feels really fragile in the hand, and I wouldn't imagine it taking a drop very well. So this phone is like a lot of the phones that we've seen recently that have been coming out with 18:9 displays instead of the typical 16:9 aspect ratio that most videos and other content's in. And personally, I'm a pretty big fan of this move. It does get a bit annoying for watching YouTube videos that are normally uploaded in the 16:9, but I'd rather have the video fill up the whole screen and lose some of the data than having two black bars on the side. The 18:9 aspect ratio is also great for multitasking because you can have two apps that are perfect squares one on top of the other. While I do like the aspect ratio on the LG V30 Plus's display, the display itself is not very good. It's just plain bad. I've gotten somewhat used to it over time, but when I first started using this phone, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to bear it. It wasn't necessarily a problem with the resolution or colors, as this phone has a Quad HD OLED panel, but if you're looking at something that's supposed to be a solid color, there'll definitely be lots of artifacting and it won't end up looking solid. Additionally, the bottom of the display tends to look brighter than the top of it, which is just something that's annoying. After doing some research online, I found that not all users found issues with their displays, but some of them definitely did. So maybe I just got unlucky and got a unit that did have a problem with the display, but it's just a shame to see such a great phone have such a below average display on it. Moving on, the performance of the LG V30 Plus is great. It has a Snapdragon 835 and 4GB of RAM, which is enough to do any daily tasks and also do some more intensive tasks like gaming. It's obvious that LG is trying to target the V30 and V30 Plus at power users, and they've done a good job at catering to this market. Software has been something that LG has never been the best at, and that is still true on the V30 Plus. It's a long way from stock Android and has many small details that in my opinion have no business being on the phone, but the software has definitely gotten better from what it used to be on phones like the LG G5 that didn't even have an app drawer. It's also apparent in things like the Settings app that LG is taking a lot of design cues from iOS, which is something that many users may not want on an Android phone. When I was using this phone a lot, I enjoyed using the Pixel launcher that I downloaded online. Probably what was my favorite part of the V30 Plus was the battery life on it, which was really good once I turned off the always-on display. With the always-on display turned on, for whatever reason, I would lose around 15% battery life overnight. However, once I turned it off, I would only lose 3 to 4% overnight. This simply doesn't make a lot of sense because the V30 Plus has an OLED display, so you wouldn't think it would take up that much power, but I'm glad that I found the fix to getting better standby time. As for screen on time, I was getting around 6 hours out of the 3300 mAh battery, which was really impressive. The cameras on the V30 and V30 Plus are okay, but they're really nothing special. Most of the pictures that I took seemed oversaturated and grainy, and overall the camera is just not where the V30 Plus performs at its best. Overall, I think that this phone is a great phone for power users. LG really included everything that they could have in the phone, and it's really feature-packed. It has a quad DAC for audio, it has an 18:9 display for multitasking, it can handle gaming really well, it has a fast processor, long battery life. There's just a few things here and there that aren't that great about it, for example, the display or the software. However, over time I was able to get over these small things, and the pros definitely outweigh the cons on this phone in my opinion, and I think you should definitely give it a chance when you're buying your next phone, even though it is by no means cheap, coming in at about $800. So that's going to conclude our review of the LG V30 Plus. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content from TechieGrad. As always guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.